Well, let's go into it. We got our NFL Sunday Week 8 recap. Boomy, you got the games for us?
You know it, buddy, and I hate to admit it, but Matt was right on this. My Packers could not stop anything on the defensive end. Lose 28-22. Made Delvin Cook look like just insane. I mean, he's good, and I'm not saying he's not, but they made it look like
250 yards all purpose or whatever.
Yeah, it was just embarrassingly bad. 163 rushing yards and 63 receiving yards. It was bad. Aaron Rodgers tried to get him back in there at the end and just, couldn't get it done. Offensive line's beat up. The defense is bad. You got a quick turnaround too. Yeah, that hurt a lot. And on Thursday night, you got to travel to San Francisco. So,
who's also got some injuries again. Garoppolo came out of the game. George Kittle came out of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, the Packers losing Aaron Jones, his work speaks for itself. And then you have your blindside guy with Bakhtiari out for the second or third week in a row. They're going to need to figure something out here quick. I've heard a lot of rumblings about different looks at the trade deadline, kind of like you spoke of. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Moving on. The Steelers remain unbeaten as they take down the Ravens 28-24. Man, I hate to say it, Steelers might be legit.
Hey,
the Steelers are legit. There's no question.
I went 1v2 on this one against you guys, and I saw the Steelers being
that defense is tough, man.
Are the Ravens just not as good as last year?
Yeah, I think a lot of teams, especially teams that play them twice a year, have not. I don't want to say figured them out, but they've definitely learned that there's a path that they can use to beat them. I think that's for sure.
Yep. But the Steelers, the only undefeated team left, right?
Yes. Yep.
Roethlisberger's got weapons galore too. Man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Claypool's an absolute stud.
Yeah, he's making me having Juju on my team not very as impressive as it used to be because now Juju's not. And obviously James Conner's having a pretty solid year too.
Deontay Johnson too.
Yeah, I mean they've got guys all over the place that are having really good years, and it explains why they're undefeated right now. The Colts take down the Lions 41-21. Kind of a fairly close game early, but the Colts just kind of ran away with it. I can't get a beat on the Colts. I think they're good.
The Lions.
Luckily, the Lions I don't.
Just last week, though, you were kind of saying, Boomy.
The what?
You kind of said last week, though, a little bit that they could maybe make a run in this division, like at least to be.
They're frisky, man. Like they've been in so many games. Like they ended up losing pretty bad to the Saints, I think, and they were in that game for like 3 quarters. Like I don't know. I think they're still a couple years out. They got a couple young guys, but I don't know, man. They have weeks like this, and they get 20 piece at home to the Colts. That's a tough read. As stated earlier, the Patriots continued to fall down. 24-21. Bills take the win in Buffalo. Yeah, it's
Newton fumbled in the red zone too. The Patriots were driving, so it was tough way to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you said, maybe just a throwaway year for Belichick to rebuild next year. Never count him out. Yeah, for sure. Joey Burrow and the Bengals take down the Titans 31-20. The Titans, they had moments where they looked really good there, especially like when they were trying to come back late, but man, early the Bengals were just doing whatever they wanted.
Joe Burrow is a good quarterback going forward. I think
if they can get him an offensive line, he'll be good. If not, and he continues to get killed back there, he's going to be in some danger.
I think he's a stud. I will say too that the Titans defense is not very good. So any hope of that team making a deep playoff run, I think, is going to fall flat.
Also, a big test for this Bears team. If they fall flat against this Titans team, it's going to be tough to beat anybody.
I agree. They got to be able to move the ball.
I'm not even saying the win against them to
have to move the ball.
Yeah. If you play great offensively and somehow their offense beats us, that's fine. But this offense cannot go out there and have another second half like they did. Like, you played great in that first half, whatever. That second half was not there.
It's just so inconsistent. Just can't have it.
Like, you started right off the first quarter. You're like, dang, this team looking good. Like, whatever, we're moving the ball. Nothing.
Nailed it, man. I can't get a read on the Titans or the like I said, I think they're both good teams, but man, they just have some lapses where I'm like, I don't know how much to invest in them. But moving on, in probably the ugliest game of the weekend, the Raiders take down the Browns 16-6. Don't give up a touchdown in like 50-mile-an-hour winds in Cleveland. Man, the Raiders are in a very similar situation, sitting at 4-3. And to be honest, the Browns just looked a little lost out there today.
They did. I'm sorry. I just watched one of the weirdest plays ever.
That was a great. Is he going to make it without getting hit? Oh, there he goes. Touchdown.
Yep, touchdown.
You're telling me this garbage game had a...
Wow. This is just... How did this make it to Sunday night? I don't know.
It's
brutal.
It's comically
sorry,
bad.
Boomy. Brutal schedule.
No, you're good. The Browns, I don't know. Obviously, like,
I don't think they're going to be very good. I think...
But...
You say whatever you want about Odell Beckham. He was out there. He was at least a decoy in a way at some points. If you want, and now he's not. There's no threat of him out there, so it's going to be tougher for the wide receivers.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we talked about it. Zach Jarvis Landry doesn't have a touchdown this year.
No, his one that he about had today was taken away.
Yeah. Seriously.
So I think that loss of him for the season is a lot bigger than people think.
I completely agree. And obviously playing in that division, like you said, the Bengals are starting to get some things together, and obviously Pittsburgh's, as of right now, best record in football, and Baltimore's not going. I mean, they're not great, but they're not going anywhere. It's going to be tough for them to rebound from that loss. Mm-hmm. In a battle of the best team in the league one of the best teams in the league versus one of the worst teams in the league, the Chiefs obliterate the Jets. I'm happy for the Jets, so they scored 9 points. It's more than I probably would have guessed they would have scored. They are a dumpster fire, and the fact that Kansas City only hung 35 on them is a little bit lower.
But that team is not going to win a game this year. No way.
No, I don't think
they don't want to.
Will. No, I mean they're playing for a guy that no one in that locker room likes. The talent just isn't there. The ownership is bad. They're bad top to bottom.
Mm-hmm. Makes me feel good every week.
Yeah, for sure. If you're feeling bad, like we're all three kind of down right now. Hey guys, at least we're not Jets fans. The Rams, after beating the Bears last weekend, looking flying high, get pummeled by Tua and the Dolphins, 28-17. Jared Goff.
Bad. That was maybe the worst first half by a team I've seen all year.
In the first half
Bad.
of the Rams.
Bad.
And I don't know, are you guys taking a flyer on Tua and the Dolphins at all? I mean, I think they're starting to really look nice.
We'll see.
Brian Flores more than anything. That guy's a fantastic coach.
That's a great point, Matt.
That team is prepared every single week. It doesn't matter if it's Fitzpatrick, quarterback, or Tua, whatever roster they're throwing together. Everybody is prepared to play. That guy's got that team headed in the right direction.
And in a division that, the Bills are good, but it's definitely a winnable division right now. Where
it completely is. Completely is.
Having coming in, the future is looking good for the Dolphins. I feel weird.
You got your quarterback. What more do you want?
Yep.
They
made the change at the right time, I think.
I'll always think about
you got your coach
singing his tanking for Tua on this show, so I'll never forget that. Happy for him, at least. In a battle of young quarterbacks out west, Drew Lock and the Broncos outlast Herbert and the Chargers, 31-30. What a game!
Give me Drew Lock dancing all day long. I want every Drew Lock dancing.
Hey, those are two good young quarterbacks too.
Dancing, I love it.
Two good young quarterbacks, I think, out there.
Yeah. That game ended up being way better than I anticipated.
That's got a little bit of reminiscent of the Jay Cutler, Phillip Rivers rivalry with Herbert and Lock. So, I don't know, man. Give me those two teams in shootouts all week. I'll take it every day.
Couldn't agree more. And then the final game of the afternoon, the Seahawks take down the 49ers 37-27.
A lot of injuries
the Seahawks
for
are
the
good.
49ers during the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Seahawks are good.
And the fact
DK
that they hung
Metcalf,
in that game,
my goodness, you can't catch that guy. He is so fast.
It's Tyler Lockett last week, DK Metcalf this week. Pick your poison. They got two absolute studs, and Russell Wilson's probably the best quarterback in the world right
MVP.
now. So, I don't know, man.
I don't know how he does
that.
That
Offense is working on all cylinders.
They didn't even have Chris Carson today, I don't think.
Nope, they did not. He's out.
And they still have a very convincing win. But, Zach, remember, it was a good point that you made. Today might have been a first. We might have watched a game in Seattle with the sun out for the first time.
I don't know if you watched that game, Matt. There was sunshine at
the Seattle game?
Seattle.
Oh, yeah. I was watching that game.
What was that?
That was weird.
It's
2020, man.
Usually
it's never sunny.
That might be the craziest thing all year. That was unbelievable.
You got to add that to the list of 2020. And then
honestly ever seen that.
It is a sight to see. And then going on Sunday night, the Eagles are beating the Cowboys 21-9 in probably the ugliest game.
Did not watch this game.
I unfortunately had it on. I almost wanted to turn it off just to send a message to the NFL that I don't want to watch this garbage game, but it's better than nothing.
No! Chance turned us off. We're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. I was just sending my message. It is. It's a slap in the face that they allowed that to be the Sunday night game.
That's why I love the way they can like flex games into that position. That's why you use that.
Exactly. That is bad. Again, same kind of with us boys. At least we're not, Cowboys or Eagles fans right now. Those teams are bad. I don't care what anybody says. And then tonight we have the Buccaneers and the Giants on Monday Night Football in New York. We'll see if Tom and the Buccaneers can go on the road and pick up. They're 12.5-point favorites right now. It'll be interesting to see that for sure.
We will see how that goes. It's a lot of points. Always a lot of points.
It is a lot of points
in a football game. But week 8. We're halfway through the season, boys. Technically. So both of our teams lose today. We don't feel the greatest about either loss. But like I said, you got Thursday night, we got Sunday. So we move on to week 9. Hopefully the Bears get a W.
Ooh.
What?
That looked like a bad fall there.
Dude, I saw one today where I literally thought the guy was going to have to be carted off, and he just walked off the field.
Some of these guys
stretchers this weekend on NFL fields than I think I have in the last 12 months.
Not good.